after another. Those offensive rebounds do not go in vain. Lead goes up to 30 once again. Manalili finds the youth. Kicks it out. Titing. Tosses it over to Will. Step back for the midi. Won't go. And now they move forward again. Hammonds. Find an opening. He still gets the offensive rebound. Yun Woo Yi. Another offensive rebound. Or should I say that was another possession para sa South Korea. 3 seconds left in the shot clock. Hammonds decides it was time, and there it goes again. Second chance points have been off the roof para sa South Korea. Rayshawn Hammonds now has 25 points. This, of course, experience para dun sa mga mas batang manlalaro. Titing Manalili being the youngest. I believe only 21 or 22 years old, born 2004. Meanwhile, David Defonso is born 2000. So those are the youngsters that are still on the floor, being guided by players like Matthew Wright, Malik Diouf, and all of the others that have played in the collegiate ranks. But obviously, this has been the side of South Korea firing on all cylinders from start to finish of this game. Manalili gets both. Gets himself to his 5th point in the game. It's an opening yet again, and a foul is going to be called. Si Manalili ang matatawagan nun. For everybody else who's probably wondering kung kailan ba mga susunod na magiging laban ng strong group Philippines, they'll be having a battle for the next 2 ones. But what a pass mula kay Titing Manalili, wrapping it around his neck, leaving it for Diouf. That's one highlight that we can see. Diouf now has 4. Manalili was fake from that. Everybody was jumping for that basket. Another 3 underway, and that goes in. It's just been that kind of night for Yun Woo Yi. 18 points, built on 6 3-pointers. Diouf, on the other hand, is going to be answering, but the damage has already been done by South Korea. White shirt with a number 7 on it. That's the hot hand. That strong group Pilipinas is going to have to be careful of for the rest of the way. But so are the others. As Yun-Soo Lee has to as well. Malik Diouf, on the other hand, has contributed a lot more in the limited minutes he's given. 8 points. And maybe 8 minutes of action para Malik Diouf. In that one, kissing it off the glass is Yun-Soo Lee. Palitan na lang ng baskets ang ating dalawang kupunan. And for South Korea, they can definitely, and they are more than willing to trade with strong group Pilipinas. Here it goes again, another attack, another make, this time from Matthew Wright. 4 points for Matthew Wright. Ang susunod po na laban ng Pilipinas ay sa pagitan ng Japan, which will be happening tomorrow. Also at 1 p.m. So please make sure to stick with us tomorrow, as obviously this is not the start that Strong Group Philippines wanted, but they still have a few minutes to make something out of this first game. New Smart Power On. Oh nice, we had to see it twice, thrice, and the fourth time. That's how nice that the team Nalili pass was. Papunta kay Malik Diouf. Those are one of the very few positive things that Strong Group Philippines can look at from this. Habang doon naman sa kabila, Santa Makmak na tres ang binitawan nitong si Yi Yong-bu, their sniper. 21 points, all on threes. The sharpshooter built for greatness, putting the lead up to 33 points. There it was again. This time it didn't work para kay Manalili. Here's Yong-woo again. Stops. Gives. Looking for some extra friends. Diouf guards onto it. And I believe a 3-second violation is going to be called against Yinsu Lee. Ang susunod po na laban ng Strong Group Pilipinas ay bukas kontra sa Japan at 1 p.m. We're also going to be seeing them against Chinese Taipei Blue at 7 p.m. sa August 16. Pagkatapos nun, August 17, we're gonna be having a short break. And then right after that, it's Japan versus Philippines again. It's Philippines versus Chinese Taipei Blue again. And the last team we're gonna be going up against later on in the elimination stage ay ang kalaban natin sa ngayon, the South Korea DP Promi, who so far has definitely shown us some promise. And have showcased a masterclass of dealing with the back-to-back champions of the Jones Cup. Right, just stops and pops. Won't go. And this South Korean team, you're probably wondering as well, this squad is composed of national team players, both from their senior team in South Korea and the under-19 squad as well. Not to mention, nandyan din ang pinakaunang Filipino MVP, or should I say the very first non-Korean MVP, na si Ethan Alvano in the Korean Basketball League. So this team is very much stacked. And if we're gonna see them again, which we will, eventually we're gonna have to make some few tweaks or some major tweaks in our ways of facilitating the basketball. Manalili goes at it again. Fakes the pass, lands on the layup. It goes down to 31. And this is also nice para doon sa ating mga manlalaro gaya na Dave Ildefonso, Titing Manalili, Malik Diouf, who hasn't seen action in the first half but already has contributed 8 points. So maybe this is, something or a case that he's also trying to tell Coach Charles Chu that, Coach, I am ready whenever you need me. I can be part of the rotation and perform. So far, it's been a very dominating game para sa kupunan ng South Korea. Right, goes, tosses. just won't work. Navarro gets another offensive rebound and finally converts on some of the rare second chances that strong group Pilipinas has gotten. Navarro has 4. We're also approaching the last 2 minutes of the game, and just a bit, another 3 from South Korea. How many more do they have in them? That's Song Won Choi getting his first 3 and maybe the 20th para dito sa SKDB Promi. Oh my goodness, Manalili faked him completely. Malik didn't want to put the thing's effort in vain and lands on the end one. We gotta see that again. Yun lang yata yung mintes. That would still consider a highlight. Wright is gonna go back to the bench. Coach Charles Chu will be fielding in his last player who hasn't minutes in the game just yet. There's the youth missing. And I think I could say the same thing para dito sa Korea DB Promi, because Coach Lee Kyusuk will also be fielding in some of his players as well, leaving nobody else except for Henry Ellenson, whom we're not seeing action from today. And yet, they were able to perform just like this. So again, a very strong showing mula sa South Korea to open up the output that they've already had. But Navarro with 6 points scored. Yung Su against the youth. Malik wins that joust. Less than a minute and 30 seconds to go. And Manalidi wants to go at it again. Tosses it to the left, and Sean Ildefonso just a little too cold after being at the bench for quite a while. Unable to handle that pass mula kay Titing. If you are strong group Pilipinas, of course you'd want to have some positives in this game, as the youth was able to block that. And I think he's been the silver lining para sa strong group Pilipinas. Limited amount of minutes, full on effort in this game. He continues to run, continues to score. And that has been that kind of story para sa strong group Pilipinas. Just so much threes mula sa South Korea. This time, it came from Choi Song-won again. Less than a minute to go now. We're gonna be ending this with a bunch of players scoring para sa strong group Pilipinas, but not enough to counter what has been a trifecta of offensive movesets na nagmula dito sa South Korea. I mean, we're not just talking about a trifecta. There's a square, 4 corners of offense mula sa kanila ngayon. Song-won gets a layup to go. And if we're looking at it, Yi Yong-woo has scored 21 points, all from the 3-point line. Ethan Albano was able to score 21 points. Rayshawn Hammond was able to score 25, and Sang Jae Kang was able to score 16. 2024, we were undefeated. 2025, we were undefeated as well. Entering this game, we were at a 16-game win streak. But South Korea, after 3 years of absence in the William Jones Cup, has managed to return with flair, dealing the